this earth. The power of nature and human endurance. The power of spirit and speed and determination. And then realize that of all this power, none is more potent than the power that resides within the minds of us all. The power to learn, to communicate, to imagine, to create. The power to be your best.
We definitely wanted to keep it small. You know, I don't mind sharing with you, we had a couple thousand people that wanted to be at Swell that we turned away. Right. And that isn't because we don't want more people engaged with Ripple, it's because we wanted to make sure we had the highest quality audience on stage and in the audience. People that really are influencers and customers and can affect the vision we have around the Internet of Value.
And your name is you're wanting, and you can't play in the man's game, you can't close them, then go home and tell your wife your troubles. Because only one thing counts in this life. Get them to sign on the line which is dotted.
Is Ripple working with American Express or with Visa?
You know, it's a good question. One of the, I suppose, challenges of working in an industry like this is it's regulated. There's confidentialities. As I mentioned earlier, you know, it has been an incredibly busy couple of days as well. Even this morning, I couldn't get a conference room for a meeting because we had customers through a meeting. So, look, we are working. I'm aware there's some rumors out there. You know, we announce our customer relationships when our partners are ready to announce that.
A, B, C. A always be B, C closing. Always be closing. Always be closing. AIDA, attention, interest, decision, action. Attention, do I have your attention? Interest, are you interested? I know you are, because it's fuck or walk. You close or you hit the bricks. Decision, have you made your decision for Christ? And action.
But I think it's important is that I think we mentioned certain benefits. I think we are moving, you know, outside financial services. If you look in certain industries, it's all about real-time execution, especially on the consumer side. That means you, as a bank, as a transaction bank, you have to be in that capability, also from a legacy perspective, to handle that in real time. So real time going forward has to be a must-do. Number two is because there will be new ecosystem coming up that you are able to integrate from a network perspective. So integration of financial services embedded in other areas like in the mobility space, B2B, B2C places. Now there are new ecosystems coming up the next 10 years that will generate around about 190 trillion US dollars according to the World Bank. That requires you have to be able to interconnect and do this in real time. So what we are doing right now is preparing the banks to be part of that going forward, because it's significant business out there. Plus, I would say we are going to a fundamental structural change. Again, using the price of the unit cost coming down from $50 to $30 to $1 or even more, that is a significant reduction in workforce. So we should not underestimate that. Number two is I know that the institutional, the corporate clients love the reduced operational risk to move big amount of money in real time with an almost zero error rate. Because today you have still 10+%. So what I'm saying is this trend, we cannot stop. I think to get ready, to prepare yourself for the changes, real-time transparency, able to integrate in other value chains is a must-do from a readiness and preparation. But I have to say, with the current legacy environment, that needs time, needs understanding how the business will evolve, business and technical expertise. And if you try to think about, okay, the volume is low, this will not hit me, I'll come back in 5 years. I think there will be disappointment, because those tipping points in selective use case that we already talked about can happen in a short period of time. Yep. So I think the payment is the first case. I know you have already significant volume on RippleNet. If you get to 10–15% volume, then this will be a snowball effect, and nobody can, and the established networks will have a hard time to survive.
So on the internet, you might have a satellite network, you might have a Wi-Fi network, and they use different standards, and those standards can be very complex, but they're abstracted away by the internet protocols, which sort of overlay all of that. And so what we realized was that no matter what use case you have, ultimately, the best platform is going to be the platform that you design for that use case. And so the problem that needs solving is the interoperability. If I have my insurance contract and you have your wallet contract, how do I pay from my system to yours? Even though they might use different technologies, I might have used different vendors, I might have used one project over another. And so that's kind of the problem. That's how we frame the problem. And so our answer to that was creating a protocol for interoperability. And so now to tie it back to your question, sorry for the very long-winded answer, but to tie it back to your question, the reason we're engaging with Hyperledger is because we want to make sure that there's sort of these protocols that are supported by many different blockchains, so that people have a lot of choice, and there's a lot of competition in the economy where people can choose the solution that's best for them. We also yesterday the Gates Foundation announced this project called Mojaloop, which is another project that sort of adopted Interledger protocol, and that's a project that's targeted at mobile money operators, and a lot of them wouldn't even use blockchain at all. So it's really important to create not just the interoperability within our industry that's represented here on the stage, but actually deeper into the financial industry with lots of different solutions that may not all be blockchain based.
Next question. dLocal, one of the large payment providers, is now on RippleNet. Can we expect to see them use XRapid for GoDaddy and for Uber?
I also like this question. It's kind of consistent with what I talked about before. For all of these payment providers and even banks, if we can lower their cost, if we improve efficiency by even 10 basis points, the capital will flow to the most efficient path. Yep. And so, again, we don't pre-announce customers until we're ready to talk about those customers. But I think that we are already seeing real traction with XRapid that we're publicly obviously already talking about, and I think as more people understand how that is making payments more efficient and lower cost, I'm very optimistic that we'll be working with lots of customers for that use case.
AIDA, get out there. You got the prospects coming in. You think they came in to get out of the rain? A guy don't walk on the lot lest he wants to buy. They're sitting out there waiting to give you their money. Are you going to take it? Are you man enough to take it?
The rich get richer. That's the law of the land.